On this quiet stretch of Double E Ranch Road, it's easy to feel a sense of peace. You could almost forget what happened here. Not that anyone could. A proclaimed prophet.
Who am I speaking with? So this is David Koresh. Okay, David. The notorious. How come you guys try to be ATF agents? How come you try to be so big all the time?
Unwavering followers, gun battles, a standoff.
The flames actually coming out the windows.
Fire and death. 25 years later, the loudest sound is the wind. Visitors in a steady stream use the pool and other markers to remember what stood where.
Well, this is just foundation, though, right?
Yeah, but look right there.
And they find what's left of the religion practiced here is as faint as the foundation.
Did you ever imagine yourself as a leader in this faith?
No, it just happened to me.
Charles Pace and his family are the only ones calling Mount Carmel home. He is the pastor of the Branch Davidians, now just the Branch, a religion he came to in his 20s, though he left Waco a few years before the siege.
I told David Koresh that he was going to be judged, and he said, yes, I know.
He returned in '93 to find the compound in ashes and set out to revive its message. His preaching on the siege says the dead did what they thought was right, including the many far too young to have had a choice.
They did it for God because they loved God, and they were willing to die for this and take all this infamy.
But Pace does think David Koresh was a prophet sent by God to commit sin. What he did may be wrong, but Pace trusts that Koresh followed God's orders to the violent end.
And that's what he was willing to take. And I honor him for that.
Honoring Koresh has been a hard sell.
I lost half of my congregation, basically, because they couldn't get their head around that.
The rows of chairs in the church, built after the fire, often stay empty.
Thanks.
Pace says his flock today is mostly online, following his blog and video sermons. But he is still preaching in person.
My congregation, what it looks like today, is hundreds of people coming through the gate.
They come from Canada and Connecticut to the part of the church that's a makeshift museum.
And hopefully we learned the lesson from the first time.
This is Amy and Michael Lovelace's fourth visit from Burleson.
I wanted to come for the history side, and then we just keep coming back.
And if you're looking for strong faith on this property today,
It's surreal trying to make the movie fit what we're looking at.
you'll find it in people like them.
You could empathize with the people.
They are not here to worship,
What is today?
but did feel called to come.
I just feel like there was more to the story, and I think maybe we're getting more of the story.
Thanks to their own belief.
I knew that they were coming.
A quarter century
You know,
later,
I knew they were coming before they knew they were coming.
that there's still more to learn
If I say I'm Christ,
from inside these
I
gates.
just categorize myself with everybody else, don't I?
A lot of people want to come here for closure. Did this really happen to human beings? We saw it on TV.
They just don't believe that I'm who I claim that I am.
In Waco, Marie Saavedra, Channel 8 News.